Late Night Health continues. Our guest, Fredrick Hahn. I'm Mark Alyn. You can join us at latenighthealth.com. We invite you to take a look around, see all the great things that are going on over there. Fred, by the way, is a celebrity fitness trainer. He's worked with a lot of stars. He's the co-author of a couple of books, The SlowBurn Fitness Revolution being one of them. How did you get into fitness? Have you always been in fitness, or were you something like a couch potato accountant?
Well, I actually got into fitness. I guess I played. I wrestled a little bit in high school, not much. I played baseball in high school, and I've always been into physical fitness. I had, was a member of the Charles Atlas Club when I was 10 years old. And when I think
I sent in my dime. I sent in my 10 cents too.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And when Nautilus first came out in the late 1970s, early 80s, when I was in high school, I started using the Nautilus principles. And I had dabbled with weightlifting. I was doing all the traditional Arnold Schwarzenegger, Joe Weider stuff, and I got some results. But then when I started doing Nautilus principles, training a little bit more intensely and less frequently, I got much better results from it. I was very, very impressed by it. And I started martial arts at the same time. And as the years went by, I just got more and more interested in it. Roundabout, I started working as a personal trainer when personal training actually first started for the New York Health and Racquet Club in about 1984, 1985, and then I was hired by the Hospital for Joint Diseases Sports Medicine Center in about 1990 as a physical therapy age strength trainer, and I was in charge of doing all of the strengthening programs for the physical therapists. There is where I began to research, because it was my responsibility to make these patients, as strong, as safely as possible. So I started doing a lot of research and was reading about different methods of resistance training, came upon a program called MCMM, which stands for Muscular Contractions with Measured Movement, which was a program that was, I think it began in the 40s and the 50s, and it was a way that the strength enthusiasts in the days of old would overcome plateaus, work around injuries, and it was literally taking weights, making them a little bit lighter, and lifting them in a very slow and controlled fashion. So I started doing this with patients at the Hospital for Joint Diseases Sports Medicine Center. I started using it with clients, and I was amazed at how fast and how strong people were becoming with a very little amount of exercise. So, and
going back to that belly that Daryl and I are carrying around, not the same one, different bellies.
Yeah.
But will this help reduce that?
It will not. It will not. Not much at all. Exercise has almost no effect.
It's going
on
back
fat
to
loss.
the diet.
If fat loss is 100% your diet. What strength training will do for you is make sure that in the process of losing fat, you are at the same time gaining lean muscle tissue. You don't want to lose fat and muscle tissue. You want to only lose fat. So by strength training properly, at the same time you're losing body fat, if you eat correctly, you can also gain lean mass. So this way, you're not just turning yourself from a small pear apple into a big pear apple into a littler one. You're actually transforming your body.
And what about things like for those of us over, say, 40, tightening up our derriere. All right, for 50. I got the look. The tightening up our derriere, building a little bit of muscle so that you have a chest. Or arms, biceps.
Right. Well, the best way to do that, of course, is to lift weights properly. And I believe that the way I approach it, the SlowBurn way of approaching it, and there's research to support this, is a very potent and safe way of going about it. And you really only need to do it twice a week, because the benefits of exercise come when you're resting and recovering. They don't come when you're exercising. I think a lot of people listening to the show think that when they exercise, they're getting benefit there and then. They may be getting psychological benefit, but they're not getting physiological benefit. The benefits come when you're resting and recovering, and that's why you really want to discover the least amount of exercise you require, not the most you can withstand, especially when you start hitting the age of 50 and older.
And will this work for older people?
Yeah, I mean, my oldest client right now is, I think it's Hank Greenberg, the ex-CEO of AIG, and he just turned 93 the other day.
Oh, my goodness.
And we also train 9-year-olds. It's really, there isn't an age limit per se, really. Anybody can get stronger and healthier if they perform strength training properly and on a regular basis.
What about working out in gyms? Can you use a SlowBurn there?
Yeah, well, I wrote a book, as you mentioned, called the SlowBurn, co-authored a book with my co-authors, Drs. Michael and Mary Dan Eads, who are the New York Times best-selling authors of the book Protein Power and Protein Power Life Plan. And together we co-authored the book. And in the book is a home program as well as a gym program. So you could literally take my book to the gym, and it outlines a generic routine that you can follow to do the SlowBurn program in any gym that you're in with any exercise machine that you have available. And I like machines better than free weights because they're safer.
Gotcha. I remember working out with Nautilus, and I felt really great when I was doing that. I have to go back to the gym and find a Nautilus. Anyway, or a SlowBurn. Fred Hahn, the co-author of the SlowBurn Fitness Revolution. Thanks a lot, Fred. We'll have you back. Okay, you're fun. So we'll have you back in a couple of months.
I'd love to come back. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, Fred. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Late Night Health continues. Don't go away. More coming up.